Welcome to the Heart Helper podcast, a spiritual space where we share extraordinary stories from everyday, ordinary people because we truly believe that inspiration is far greater than influence.
To the Heart Helper podcast. I am your host, Jody Smith, and I cannot believe we are on episode 7. And this episode, I feel like I love all of the episodes because they're all phenomenal. We have extraordinary conversations with everyday, ordinary people. But today is very, very special to me because I have my tribe here with me. I'm sure you guys have a tribe. You have a text message thread, but ours is just so positive. It's so light. It's so uplifting, like whatever goal we have, if we wanted to be cage fighters, wrestler, whatever it is, we all motivate each other. We uplift one another. So I have my tribe here today. I have Miss Cris Laniese, the beautiful artist herself.
Yes.
How are you, friend?
I'm excited. I'm always excited to be here. I love the Heart Helper.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you.
It's us. So it's
us,
like,
yeah. It's easy.
It's chill. It's about, we talk about great stuff all the time.
No, literally, it's just a camera in front of us.
That's it.
Yeah.
And we have Dorion Nowell.
What's up, you guys?
Yay.
I'm so happy to be here, friend. This set is
sickening.
We've come a long way.
No,
we have
literally. This is
we
amazing.
have come a
I
long
remember
way.
we were just recording a couple of weeks ago, and that's just so how weird, like God really put things into place. And when you just speak it, like just a couple of weeks ago, we were sitting in the studio across from each other.
Yeah.
Really something plugged into the camera recording. And then you said, you know what, friend, I want to be able to just show up.
You literally show up,
And
yeah.
Tree, you just showed up today.
I literally
Looking-
showed up today. Everything was done. Everything
Looking rich
Listen,
in spirit and wealth.
rich in spirit. The gold is not on me. It is in me.
Period.
I'm just thankful. And I'm thankful that you guys support my dreams, my thoughts, my
Of
vision,
course.
and vice versa. So I'm
Yeah.
so happy that you guys are here. So just to jump into it, because I know our text thread is like,
Long.
it's long.
It's good.
It's like uplifting.
Yeah.
TD
It's like
Jakes
a
is in there.
devotional.
It really
No,
is.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And I just want to let you guys know before we even get into anything, that means so much to me. Like
No, truly.
to have the opportunity to be able to be vulnerable with people,
Yeah.
tell you guys about my good days, my bad days. It's needed. Like
Especially in
100%.
today's time.
oh my
because
gosh.
it's just so much going on. I remember we were talking, I think it was even yesterday, to where even with us being millennials,
Yeah.
we have been through so much.
Too much.
From the,
So much.
the housing crisis. Granted, we were kids, we wouldn't buy no houses, but we were around during then.
9/11.
To Katrina, to 9/11,
Yeah.
to Trump,
To
We've experienced a lot
To
of
Bush.
grief.
to
Yeah.
Bush, yeah.
to everything. Yeah.
We've experienced a
really
lot.
experienced a lot.
grief.
So
A
we're
whole
really
bunch.
out here trying to figure out life, and there's really no playbook because
At
even
all.
from my own experience, I'm such a different vessel than my parents. Now, granted,
1,000%.
my parents raised me to be this person that I am, but like, what are y'all thoughts on that? Do you feel like, what do you owe to your parents in a sense? Like, as far as who you are today, do you find yourself more like them, a lot more different than them? Like, what are your thoughts on that, I wonder? Because I feel like
It's
I feel
tough
like
because
I'm
it's-
just like my mama in the
Yes.
sense of loving,
But I'm
kindness,
totally
care.
different.
Yeah.
But I am a
But I'm
rebel.
totally
My
different.
mom is
I think
not
the
me.
older I get, I'm starting to understand a lot of the things that my mom told me.
Yeah.
Because when you're younger, I'm like, what is she talking about? Whatever, June, you don't know what you're talking. Now I'm like, it's like an aha
It
moment.
makes
Right,
sense.
right.
Yeah.
So I think the older I get, the more I start to understand the things that
Yeah.
she said. But my mother and I are so different. She's
Yeah.
a little bit more by the book. My mom's like Princess Diana.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
Yes.
June is
June is a queen.
She's
No,
royalty.
she literally is the
royalty. She is by the book. Now, as far as my personality and my edge and just like being free-spirited, I get that from my dad, but my mom has given me a great foundation. I know, like, if you guys have listened to my mom's episode, she was episode number 1.
She's one of my favorites.
She's a fighter.
Her story.
And she has a beautiful...
so inspirational.
She's a fighter. She has, like, I think, like, my willpower, even when I'm knocked down, to get back up, I'm always going to come out swinging.
Yeah.
And if I fall one time, I'm going to get up 20. Every single time. Like, even going through depression, like, you guys know the things that I went through when I was pregnant. Like, that was one of the darkest times of my life. That was supposed to be the happiest. I'm not, like, getting teary-eyed about it because I'm sad about it, but just thinking about how I survived that. Because I was like, you're pregnant, you're expecting this child. I expected it to be such a happy moment for me. And literally had found out so much about this person that I'm having a child with. It was the darkest time of my life. And just like having my mother's strength allowed me to get through.
Got you out of it.
She would bring me food. She's like, Jody, you're pregnant. You got to eat. She's like, she would force me to eat because I was just so depressed, but I was pregnant. So I had to still be healthy. And during that time when I was depressed, because I had dropped out of college, at that time when I dropped out, I was, making as much as my parents. So I really didn't feel like I needed college. But when I got pregnant, when I was depressed, I was like, in the Bible, they say having an idle mind is not a good thing. So I got back into school so I wouldn't have an idle mind. So that situation blessed me so much. So I got back into school because I was depressed. But I think that fighting spirit is from my mom. So I'm like her in that sense.
Yeah. No, I would agree. Like, I'm like my mom in a lot of sense. We have very similar personalities, but we are two totally different beings, and it's like the older I get, especially as a parent, like I catch myself saying things and I'm like, where did that come from? I tell my sister all the time, y'all remember those books we used to read where like the kids would like morph into the animals on the cover?
Yes.
It was something. But it's like the more I become a parent, I feel me like morph into Nan.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait a second.
It's like
I don't have McDonald's.
Exactly. It's like, did you just sit that on my carpet? Pick up your stuff. Do you think that it's like certain stuff that I say, I'm like, oh my God, that sounds just like my mama. But I do feel like because of everything we've experienced, I feel like being a millennial, you've experienced a lot. Not only but you've also become so much more aware of your psyche, of your mental, of depression, of emotions, that it gives you anxiety because there's something about you that wants to change it. But you're also realizing I'm nothing. My parents went through the same exact thing. They just didn't seek the same exact counseling and help.
And they didn't because they didn't have the same resources.
Exactly.
Like, and that's what I even think about now. Like, I know it's so much that say in the Black community to where mental health and going to the therapist and I ain't gonna go see no therapist.
You're not depressed. Stop telling yourself that. My parents have told me that before. You're not depressed. Stop saying you're depressed. It's like,
and then that's
I'm not depressed.
They don't want you to say it, but that's literally the first step to healing. You have to admit this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
So then you can take those next steps to
help yourself.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a lot of the resources like you guys said that we had. And I think our generation I think our parents were so focused on religion, like going to church. You had to go to church every Sunday.
100%.
You had to be in the choir, volunteering. And I think our generation's like, okay, let me tap into the more spiritual side. It's like, let me see what religion I do like. Do I even like the religion that I grew up with? Do I want to do yoga? Do I want to meditate? For me, is it spending time out in nature? So I think we have a lot of different outlets and we're exploring more than our parents.
How are you able to navigate that though? Because I remember my mom now, she don't bother me. I love her. But I remember, I literally hate my mom.
I love Mama.
I remember when she used to come visit at first, she didn't really necessarily like make a big fuss at it, but I have like this Buddha type deal to where I got adorned with coins and dollars.
I know that.
I do. And my mama said, "Oh,
what is this? What is this?
So what type of altar is this or something?"
You grew up in the Southside Church of Christ.
Listen, no, truly. So now it's like I'm in a place to where yes, I still have my foundational upbringings. Yes, Christianity is how I was raised and brought up. But sometimes you got to go to being the Islam faith for just having respect.
Yeah,
like, it teach you how to respect people and how to go through life in that respectful way.
Absolutely.
And then Hinduism teach you how to treat people, and Buddhists
they all have their different
needs. And I always feel like Christianity, it's one of the most inspirational religions you could ever find. So I feel like to take it from there, you do have what you were raised up with from your family, from your parents. But then, like you said, we have those resources. We have the internet. We have phones. We have different ways. And my thing is that, like, I even wear a Kabbalah bracelet. No, I don't practice Kabbalah regularly at all. That's not what I do. But I want to do. If I need to sage, if I need to my crystals. Anything it takes to keep me peaceful in a good space.
It makes me feel grounded.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. No disrespect to nothing that I was raised at. I still am aiming to get to heaven.
Absolutely.
God is still God.
100%.
But
if it brings you closer to God, there's so many paths. There's so many different paths to God. And I think all these religions were created so people could have something they can relate to.
Yeah.
So everyone has a different God or a different religion that they can relate to. So they see God in different forms because God is just infinite. So I think there's many different paths to God, but I always say I hope people don't have a difficult path. But whatever resonates for you, whatever's going to bring you closer to the light, I'm here for it. As long as you're not hurting nobody.
You're preaching good.
Listen.
Because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all about what relates to your experience.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so much easier for you to stay faithful and stuff like that.
That's it.
But yeah, if it brings you to God, baby, I'm all for it.
Me too. Do your parents I know my mom's like, I'm not into that type of stuff. I know, is your mom kind of apprehensive about it?
She don't speak on it. My mom is I can't explain my mom. She's the type of person that will see or notice something or I remember back in the early day, like when my dad used to, when my dad used to smoke cigarettes. And we would pull up in the front of the yard, like in the house, and my dad is literally sitting outside smoking a cigarette. My mom, granted, the easiest way to get to the door is to just go straight in front of the car. Mom, to avoid my dad and his smoking cigarettes, she's going to walk behind the car to go to the front door. My mom is just she's not going to
say nothing.
She's not going to say nothing. She's not going to say nothing. You're going to have to
take a mental note.
Really read the room to know if she's feeling. Yeah. She keeps herself, because I think my mom is so God-fearing and that Christianity, she keeps
her peace. So I noticed that with your mom, and I'm trying to get like that too. Like, don't respond to everything
doesn't need a response.
Yeah, everything doesn't, because it distracts you.
Even if you disagree with it, everything doesn't need a response because it's not affecting you in that moment.
Yeah.
It's true.
So,
and it's distracting you. At the end of the day, the devil always wants to distract you.
Absolutely.
Always.
That's the stuff. And sometimes you get so worked up and upset and you respond and it's like, why did I do that? Yeah. But I think your mom keeps her peace 100%. By doing that. My mom always gonna say what she needs to say.
I love it. But that's a
oh my gosh,
Judy will not rest.
Nan gonna tell you what she need to say and Nan gonna make it like, now. Little girl, you grown.
She gonna say?
She gonna be like, little girl, you grown, but you know you wrong because that ain't a God. Like that's my mama through and through,
and she gonna be like that.
She's not judgmental on a lot of stuff. You know, me and my mom, there was a point in time in my adulthood where I sat down with my mother and told her, that I didn't believe in what I was taught to believe for my whole life at that moment.
What you were raised in?
Yeah, like my mom gave me
non-denominational or
no. I've always been raised as a Baptist Christian, and my mom always knew, like even from like high school on, like I wasn't heavy, but I was spiritual, and that's all she cared about. But then there was a point in my adulthood where I did want to get into the Quran. I did want to learn about different things. I wasn't believing the story of Christianity as much. And I felt like because my mom made it such a point for church and God and Jesus to be such a viable part in our lives, I felt like I owed her that explanation.
Yeah.
My mom named me Cris because it literally means disciple of Christ.
Oh, wow.
That is the name of Cris.
I love him.
It is literally Cris. No, like she literally named me Cris.
I didn't know that.
My name means disciple or follower of Christ. That is my name. And she has made it a very point to always say that.
But you are that though.
100%. But in those moments, I didn't feel like I believed in what that was. You know, I was questioning a lot of things, and I felt like I had to have a talk with my mom. Me and my mom are super close, but I do know that Jesus saved my mom. So I understand that relationship with her and him.
Absolutely.
So it was an uncomfortable conversation, but she never disrespected it. She totally, and you always make your way back to what makes you feel, like you said, most comfortable.
Absolutely.
You know, when you realize that you can't take every bit of everything that one religion is tailoring to you, you know. But in that moment, so we have had to have that conversation because that's literally what my name means. That's what she, and you know, like, so to tell her at that moment, like, I know I was living in Atlanta. I don't know how long ago it was, but to be like, I don't know if I believe in Jesus Christ no more.
I know
that was like, really hard to
that was
to her.
hard, yeah. And just thinking us as parents, I could only imagine.
It was really hard. And she literally told me, don't say it to your grandma. And I was like, okay, I never.
So y'all never said it to Wumi.
I never would say it to Wumi because she was like, don't say it to your grandma. But I never disrespected her. And one thing about my mom too, and I've always respected this about her, is she's one of the few people, her and my grandmother, they know the word. Like when we were in high school, middle school, elementary, every morning before school, we would have devotion. Me and Kathy would be following asleep during scripture. Like, my mom would be like, you gonna pray? We would be like, you gonna pray? I don't want to
hold y'all. I do that with Pharaoh now.
She literally would make us do it. So my mom and my grandmother, they know the word. There is nothing I can't ask my mom where you question the word.
And she can
or you question something where she can't. And if she don't know, they're gonna research it and
they're
gonna
find out.
And I respect that because it's like you actually are. This is what makes you feel like you're a better person, so you practice it.
Absolutely.
You know,
I love that though. If that makes you feel like a better person, now we don't go through like Genesis 1, but in the mornings. Like my grandma used to pat the Bible. I don't know why, and I do it. Like she'll just turn the Bible
and she opens it.
Oh, friend! And so now me and Pharaoh been doing that in the morning, and I'm just kind of like. Psalms 121, Pharaoh, and we'll read that in the morning because you know, having a kid, you just want them to have the right foundation. So I'm sure your mom wanted that for you, just like my mom wanted that for me.
We was reading your book from beginning to end.
Listen, I just opened it, but I understand wanting your child to have a foundation.
100%.
But as a parent, like I always say, like I just want to give my child a foundation. Your house could look however it wants to look. And as a parent, I just always hope that I'm respectful. Okay, you got bricks for your house. Okay, I might have did stucco. Okay, but that's fine. But your foundation is good. You know? And that's all our parents want.
That's so crazy. I was listening to, because I'm a podcast junkie, I was listening to a vintage episode of Oprah's Masterclass with Beyonce. And it was
vintage.
Vintage, like 13. Because you know, Beyonce do not talk to her at all.
Unless she never she's sick of it.
No, she seriously. So it was right before Life Is But a Dream came out. So that's kind of around. Blue Ivy was like 13 months, like
a baby.
So Oprah was talking about, because you know, Life But a Dream, they talk about how Matthew is no longer her manager. So Oprah was like, so what is that transition like to where at first you're a mom and parent or dad, you're the manager. How does that transition from manager to consultant? Because that's what Beyonce was describing it. Because it was like, you know, everybody wanted to say that this was, you know, an exit on bad terms. But she was like, you have to think, my dad has literally been managing me
for my whole life.
Business-wise and as a person. Like, at what point that you have to be, okay, you raised me, you managed me correctly, now I just need to consult.
Let me get my wings,
And I think that's where it's at, to where now as an adult, to where, like, yes, my mom, she managed me like hell growing up. Vanessa didn't allow me and my brother to do nothing. Like, it was me and my brother was literally my only friend, and then we went to a very small church, and we were the only two boys at the church. It was a lot of girls, and we're the only two boys, so me and my brother literally were each other's friend. And then we were in the house. My mom is very God-fearing, very religious. She was managed us in that front, to where now my mom literally, I mean, she will she'll consult you. She'll give her opinion if you ask. But if you don't ask, she not gonna give no.
I ain't got nothing to say.
I love that about her though. My mom is not, whether you ask or not, Drew gonna tell you. And she's like, Drew gonna be honest with you. People ain't gonna be honest with you.
Listen.
All right, Mom, I'm gonna call you later. Have a good day.
And then my mama not gonna ask, because she also said me, it's like, because you know me, when I don't really talk to a lot of people, but I talk to my mom so much
Every day.
that I feel like that is me talking to everybody. So she'll be catching me up on the tea from the week with her because there ain't nothing like tea with your mom.
Ooh,
Period.
child.
That's literally the best tea.
best.
So me and my mom is just kicking tea, and I'll be like, okay, mom, what else? Like, what's? Oh, she said, I ask no more questions because when you keep asking me, you gotta help with the solution.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna let them.
Repeat that.
She said, if you, I'm not gonna ask any questions because if you ask questions, that means you're gonna help with the solution.
Oh.
And she's like,
I ain't got nothing to say.
I'm not helping with the solution.
I'm gonna keep you in prayer and thought.
Yeah.
Truly. I am keeping you in
That's all she
prayer
gonna do.
and thought.
That's it.
She gonna say, well, I'm gonna put you in the prayer line.
That's
all
it.
I'm gonna do.
That's it. That's a good way to put it. You do become a consultant.
Yeah. Do you feel like your mom, or because I know for me personally, that's what the blessing is for me, that my mom she will consult, but she has I think my mom has like totally let me be grown.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What are y'all situations now? Do you feel like your mom is 100% grown consultant, maybe 10% manager?
1,000%.
I wonder with Jody. But you know, June got the June.
I'm about to say, June got
to listen.
When I was younger, I didn't appreciate, and then my mom also never really shared her story with me until I got of age. So when I got older and I could understand the things that she's been through, the sacrifice, like if she wouldn't have asked a stranger to go to Canada, I would be a Jamaican girl.
Yeah.
Go, I don't know what my life would be. I would have grew up in Jamaica. And I don't know where I would be, but now I understand the things that she said. But my mom, I'm going to say 70% consultant, 30% managed. But I know, like,
she probably sees so much in you.
I think I remind her of herself. Yeah, I think I remind her.
Mom, do you remind? Are you the spitting image?
You remind me of Nan.
I'm Nan through.
You do, yeah.
I'm 100%.
And I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
I'm not my mom. My
Really?
brother
is your mom.
When I tell you Lance is my mom, even down to this, because Lance, he's young, he's a millennial as well.
Yeah.
We're the same age.
Yeah, we know. We literally the same age.
We love Lance.
My brother just moved up here, and immediately, I've been up here for 15 years. I don't got a real church home. I have a few churches that I go to, one more than the other.
But you go.
Lance moved up here and became a
member.
Immediately.
That was a priority.
I think a month in or less. He came here. Not only is he a member, he's active. That's Vanessa. That's literally
your mom.
my mom.
That's my mama too.
Yeah.
Okay, so that part of my mama, because my mama is active in the church. But I'm friends.
Is your sister like that?
Kathy was like that. Like, Kathy was definitely more like mom in that manner, but she has fallen back too.
Yeah.
But my dad never went to church.
Really?
I blame COVID,
Ever.
So your mom would go and your dad's like, y'all be
My
blessed.
dad never, and the funny thing is, my mom is going to hate this, but.
Sorry, Nan.
But we went to, so we're from Jacksonville, the church that my mom went to. We were going to that church early on before it became like a mega church,
Yeah.
So, I remember as a kid, you learn and you're in the Baptist church, you like, if you don't confess with your mouth and believe in your heart, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, you went to hell straight to.
So I remember going home and telling my daddy, like, you gotta confess with your mouth and believe in your heart, because you is gonna go to hell, and we do not want you to go to hell. So me and my
we want to see you there.
We were like crying, pleading him, like,
Daddy,
seriously. So my dad came to the church and he approached the preacher, and he literally said, he was like, Lois don't work, they don't work. That's my money that they tithing. If I'm going to hell, they come to hell with me. And ever since then, even after the church became huge, my dad referred to that man as his first name. He was like, you are a person just like me.
Literally.
And as far as my dad,
that is I'm tithing.
And so you have these two balances of, I do not give a single care in the world with my daddy, and then you got my mama, and then somehow we've kind of like
balance between the two.
In between the two, definitely.
I think honestly, COVID had a big thing to do with churches too.
Oh,
you think
People
so?
stopped going to church.
They had to transform though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with the transformation is to where you can go in person. People, let me just
go
pull
online.
up on my app. Yeah, I can literally go work out and listen to the word.
Yeah.
How do you feel about? I know this is such crazy topic. How do y'all feel about that? Do you feel like you have to be inside of a church or spiritual place to really get the word? Or
well, I feel like anything can become a spiritual place.
Absolutely.
In any moment.
I can agree.
Everywhere. We're having church right now.
Church, yeah.
I think everywhere. I mean, when I go to the gym, like I'm on the treadmill, I'm praying, I'm praising God, or in the car. I think you can make church whatever. Yeah.
Especially because today I went to the gym. I woke up kind of early and I went to the gym. And when I was at the gym today, because we record on Sundays, I was listening to my gospel music.
It's trash.
I was on my treadmill. Yeah. I had to touch my heart a few times, and because listen, I felt
church is forever. Like I don't think church is a facility. Like this room can be created. Church is in your heart. People find out about God sometimes through you, through your heart, through your love, how you care for people, how you carry yourself. Like you make people believe in God. The church is just a structure. It's just a structure.
It's just a structure.
It's the people that bring God into that facility. I think people like church, which I do as well. Yeah. But it's because you're around like-minded people. You're around people.
The fellowship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, okay, we're not perfect, but we're all trying to heal and we're trying to become. That's what I go to church for. That's why I join the women's group or I volunteer or do whatever. But it's because it's like, okay, we're all trying. Like the energy's here. But it's not because only God is here right now. Yeah. God puts me everywhere I go. Yeah. Everywhere. I think religion has changed.
It has. Completely.
Now people are feeling more comfortable. Back in the day, having tattoos is like, oh my God.
You ain't having no tattoo. You got to be up to here, down to
or you got to
ankle.
wear skirts below the knee. But I think people are starting to...
It's inevitable. Yeah. It's literally inevitable.
Change is inevitable, but a lot of religious leaders tried to keep it the same. Yeah. But I'm loving to see the transition. And COVID, COVID was such a time. It was hard.
I can't even.
How did you guys manage through COVID?
For us to be through it, I can't imagine.
How was that pregnancy through COVID? Let's tap into
pregnant with my baby.
Because I know during COVID, I was losing my marbles.
I forgot that.
How did you manage
COVID was high stress, high anxiety. I was pregnant beginning of COVID. COVID, we shut down in February 2020.
Yeah.
I was pregnant March 2020.
Oh. Yeah. And then you had her during COVID.
I had her during COVID. Yeah. That's one thing I was very appreciative about COVID because I think it only being me and him there.
And nobody knew he was pregnant whole time.
Yeah. That was
iconic.
Yeah.
You just appeared with a baby.
Chris had a baby.
And they still ain't seen that baby.
Listen, they still have not seen.
Wait, Chris had a baby? Chris had a husband?
I do. I do.
Beautiful family.
Hang it out.
Living my best life. Was it a tough time?
It was tough, but it was solitude. And it was an adjustment. I think even having COVID babies is an adjustment.
Yeah.
Because
they said that COVID babies real smart.
But they real crazy. Too. I know they say that they crazy.
Hey, she's very smart.
They're crazy.
She's a professor.
No,
honestly,
she is.
She really is.
COVID changed a lot of stuff. I felt like I did everything during COVID. I had a baby. I lost my daddy during COVID. I feel like too much happened.
On top of being isolated.
How is that? And I know you talked about it in the last episode, but literally, how did you get through that, Cris? Because thankfully, neither Jody or I have lost any of our parents. You're our age. I can't imagine losing any of my parents.
No, it's
even though
it's so surreal. It's and you still feel so young. I still feel so young.
You are young.
I feel so truly. And it's just
imagine having to go through. Even today, I know not to take too much. I called my mom when I was at Costco today because they had detergent on sale. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, and this, mind you, I'm grown, very grown. Mom, Purcell's on sale, $5 off. Should I get it? She said, yeah.
That's a good price.
She said it's good to have and not need, and then to
I miss calling him so much for random stuff. Dad, should I do this? And it's just
is that what you miss the most? Having
I just miss even him being here. I miss the fact that, I was very bitter about him not being able to experience my child. Because him and Now might have met for all of 30 minutes. you know, so they don't know each other.
Oh, yeah.
I just
How do you, I guess now with Nowell growing up, do you still keep his presence present? How do you do
try.
that?
I definitely try. Like I have pictures of my daddy around the house, you know. We definitely keep like some of his favorite things present. But some things you just have to know is like it's inevitable. She's never gonna have memories with him.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember at first seeing like some of Jarrell's family, like his dad, his uncle, his mom's husband interact with Nowell. It would hurt my feelings, even though they were so pure interactions. Because I did have a good dad. Like I had a great dad. Like my dad was fantastic. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was very present and he was himself through and through. And it's just like, damn, I really wish she could know him. And it kind of made me like a little, this is just how depression works. So it makes you like a little envious that your fact that like your sister kids get to experience because they do have memories with him.
And yours doesn't.
And yours doesn't. And it's a lot and it's very hard and it's tough. And it's like tough daily.
How did you cope through grief? Because like you said, we've never lost a parent, but like, how do you get through that? Then you just had a baby.
Yeah.
You're going through COVID. I mean, I was depressed during COVID and I didn't experience any of that. I lost a cousin from COVID and that was hard, but losing just anyone in general, like how do you losing your dad, the person that created you? Like
it is like literally like an everyday. I literally think about it every day.
Really?
I can't say there's not one day
that you don't think about
him. There's literally not one single day that I don't think about.
And it's been 2 years now.
It's been 2 years. And it's just like seeing Jarrell and Nowell, like it's just like
it makes you think about your dad.
It makes me think about him so much. Seeing my sister, seeing my mom, like I think we're still adjusting to like
life.
And it's so crazy because it's like my mom was very present. Like she'll come to Atlanta for months. My dad would just be at the house chilling with the dog.
Baby, he was gonna do his thing.
He loved that dog. He was always at the house. He was a very routine person. Yeah. And it's like, so no, he doesn't come to Atlanta often, but it's just like not having him there, not hearing his voice. I remember me and you spoke because it was like my dad died. I flew. It was very much a surprise. We weren't expecting it. I flew into Jacksonville. You was living in Jacksonville. Me, you, and Jess went out that night. My sister couldn't hang. We dropped her off at the house. Child, poor Kathy.
Like, hey, let's talk her in. Like, we still gonna hang out.
We went to like the Dak Shack. We went to Masquerade.
Yeah.
And then we went
to the beach.
Yeah. It was like 4:00 in the morning. We sat on top of your Jeep.
Yeah.
And I remember I told you, I was like, friend, whatever you're going through with your people, clear it.
Yeah.
Because it does not matter when they leave.
And it's because of you that because you know my dad had pissed me off.
Yeah.
And it was simple, but to me, it was just like, I'm gonna make you stand on that. Like, it was the dumbest thing, but it's because you told me that. I was like, child, let me go spend time with my dad in Jamaica. Yeah. Because I went a year without talking to him.
A lot of my depression comes from guilt. I feel like there were times where I gave him so much slack about things that I didn't recognize he was a human. Especially towards his latter years. And I gave him a lot of slack.
Yeah.
They're your parents.
And it's because now that you're a mother, you are like,
And then when I think about the grand scheme of things, I'm like, damn, I had a great dad.
A great dad.
I'm over here tripping about like very minute stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just makes me feel so guilty. And I think that's like the biggest part of the depression. But I am blessed at the fact of where, you know, my daddy saw me get married. He's been to all of my major art shows.
Yeah.
And
he was like, proud of you.
He was very proud.
He literally raised you.
He raised me, like, you know, and we
were good man, Savannah.
Yo, he was a great man. It's like I'm definitely a mama's baby. Like, but he was very supportive, and there's a lot of things I see in my husband that I see in my dad. So it's like I get the traits that really make me feel secure because it's like I have those same traits with him. And
is that attracted to you, to your husband? She's on episode 6, y'all. But now that you say that
I do.
That's
because when we first got together, I never would have thought of it. But now as an adult, I'm like, oh my gosh, Jarrell is just like that. That's attractive. My sister too. Her husband. Really? There's certain things about him. I'm like, they're just like dad. Like they're so logical. They're so black and white. They're so. I'm off in the cut. That could be it. That is my dad. It's like, this is how we're going to do it. Like, they're very, like, there's just certain things. It's just a certain piece that comes with that, I guess. But But it is hard. Like I'm still depressed over my dad. And I've seen, it just comes in waves.
Yeah.
Like, the first year, I think I cried in the shower every day. Because it just feels, you feel so empty.
It feels like a lot. I mean, the person I couldn't imagine you. And like I said, it's because of you. I'm like, let me go to Jamaica and spend time with my dad. Because you mentioned that guilt. And I was like, I don't want to have, I think now that I'm a mom, I'm like, damn, I'm human. I hope Farrell doesn't grow up. Like, you know what?
You got to give them like the grace of just being human. And it's just
because they too are human.
You got to give them the same grace they gave you.
Yeah. And no one is born a parent.
Nobody is born a parent.
We're all literally learning every day.
And
we had no idea. We were talking about this week how it was a rough week.
Watching y'all, and I guess when it comes down to, it made me think of just parenting also. Back in the day, my dad used to beat my ass.
Oh, truly.
Literally. My mom, bless her heart, she used to pop me in the mouth because I had a mouth. What is that like now? Because I know for me, I think I got beat so bad. I wasn't abused, so I don't want to I wasn't abused. Let's be clear. But he used to literally, he was much bigger than us, and he would take a belt and just pop, pop, pop. And I think what hurt me most, and I remember it even as a child, as an adult, he had no emotion.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because he was our stepdad. He loved us. He did raise us. I don't want to put that whole
he was with you guys since you were...
I was 3, and I think Lance was 5, finna turn 6, and I was finna turn...
Y'all were babies.
We were. So he's literally raised us, but I used to remember he would beat us, and we get welts and be crying and that, and then he go back in and then 2 minutes later, screaming at some TV show, laughing.
Like it over.
Because that's probably how he was raised.
Oh my gosh. But my mom, and I bless her heart, the only time she hit me is when I said something. She gave me a backhand because she just didn't know what else to do. She was like,
instinct.
Your mouth.
Yeah.
How do y'all deal with that now? Because me, I'm scared. And granted, I can only speak. Now I have no kids. I only have my perfect God kids. And I can't raise I can't raise nothing.
You're a dog parent.
That's the crazy thing. I've never even hit my dog.
No, I get it.
I
can't hit now.
Yeah.
I can't. I do have PTSD. My mom was not, but it's just I think we all kind of have it.
Oh yeah.
That's
I don't know. I
my
can't say that.
Me like a woman in the streets, baby.
True, baby. They ain't gonna give you
baby. Listen.
So it's but especially at her age, but I think that's something that has changed throughout time.
Yeah.
I think it's very rare if you come across people our age that are I'm whooping ass and I'm taking names later.
Yeah.
I try not to. Farrell has gotten popped before, hey, like he was, because Farrell is a Capricorn, and that's his dad said. He's he played with you because he knows, you're gonna get a whooping,
and I begin playing with.
Listen,
you coming up, Sarah's just coddling him. He was not on his best behavior today.
I'm trying to have they say gentle parenting. I need a gentle child.
Yeah.
I need a gentle child.
That's why I pray and say, I be like, God, please, I pray I got a good kid. Because I hate to be the kid that when I'm not around,
the crazy thing is,
people say, your kid bad. Because I feel
I can't be that person.
I don't think Farrell's bad. Farrell just got a mouth.
Mouth just bad with me.
Yeah. That's what they say. And they're both Capricorns. Farrell does it too.
With me, now called me this
morning.
morning. Just all smitten and
pretty. They're great with everyone else.
Then we go to the part. I can't play with the balls. Only her and Daddy can play with the ball. Every time Jarrell kicked the ball at me, no, Mommy, that's not your ball. You can't touch my ball.
And I would have left them right at the ball.
I said, okay, fine, cool. I said, I don't want to play with the ball.
Let's have it.
Come on,
Daddy.
It's why are you being mean to me? What's up with you?
I think it's trying not to, because we're human. And now I'm understanding that my mom was human because my mom would have beat me before, Yeah. But it is understanding okay, Jody, let me step away because I'm upset right now. I ought to beat you. I will say that. And I ought to beat you.
I have every right to.
Yeah. But it's I don't want to be so angry where I'm just you shouldn't have done that. And sometimes it's just I got to remember, he's only 9.
Because even when I raise my voice in a certain tone, when I'm super frustrated, I find myself going back and apologizing to my
I always apologize.
I'm like, I'm sorry now. Like,
Even-
you're just
yeah.
really frustrating me because you weren't listening.
Why do
Yeah.
you apologize? I do that too. Though.
I do it.
I do that too. Even when I
do
have
it.
Pop Pharaoh, I'm like, Pharaoh, I just want you to know the reason why I did this is because you
Because we
shouldn't talk
didn't get
back.
that growing
No.
up. That's trauma. A lot of times we used to got, and then that's why I have
They
so
never
much
apologize.
sympathy for children. Like, I talk to my cousins and talk to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're just a baby. Da, 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 da. Because I remember, like, sometimes getting in trouble as a child. Baby, why am I in trouble for this?
Yeah.
Because you're just being a kid.
You're
I'm
literally being
a kid.
I think your mom told me before I had Pharaoh, she was like, I think she just gave me advice, but she's like, always remember to talk to him and not at him.
Yeah.
And I do try to be mindful. I'm not saying I'm a perfect parent because Pharaoh never got popped. But when I do, I'm like, Pharaoh, you shouldn't have did this. Like, do you
Yeah.
understand why I took your phone? Why you got popped? He's like, yeah, I shouldn't have did that. I do. So I try to explain it because our parents, I know my parents were like, I'm the parent, you're the child.
Yeah, they just
Shut up,
explain
don't say
nothing.
nothing.
And
Don't
pop,
ask
pop,
me
pop.
about
Don't
nothing.
ask me about nothing, but I try to be mindful of his feelings. Like, I know I'm the parent, but I want to apologize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if I do raise my voice, or like, hey, Farrah, I was frustrated. Give me a second, let me finish work.
Yeah.
Because now we're working at home. You're working on art. I'm
Oh,
working
yeah.
on. We're busy, so we have so much going on. I'm like, Farrah,
Yeah.
give me a second, because I'm about to get frustrated. But I think really talking to him
and being super present in their time.
yeah,
with them.
that's important. That's so important.
That's something that I've had to learn
Yeah.
too. Because sometimes I'm like, let me just put this away
yeah.
and be in her face
Yeah.
because this is what you want.
Yeah.
And
Even
you
if it's just
deserve
5
that.
minutes, yeah.
You deserve that. It's like, so it's like, that's another thing too. It's like, okay, like,
Being
Let me just
present.
say,
How do you
period.
guys feel about that? Because I don't know what it is. I'm just like always going a mile a minute. I'm thinking about work. I'm thinking about parenting.
and I
I'm
feel
thinking
like
about
I'm always
the podcast.
behind.
Yeah. So even like you were asking me today, like, hey, do you do your post on a certain time? I'm like, no. When I sit down and I have an extra 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, let me post content or let me promote the podcast. So it's like being present. Now I'm starting to like sit down, look at the walls, look at the colors, wiggle my toes so I could come back to the present moment.
I
Like,
like that.
what keeps you guys present? Because I know I struggle with that a lot. I'm always, ooh,
I'm gonna
child.
let you go. Because
So, no, y'all,
I'll be in the
this is-
weeds.
How do we master present?
I used to have that issue back in the day, but I will say, y'all, that stroke
Shook you up.
calmed me down.
It helps you be more present.
I remember laying on that. I just closed my eyes and see. I remember laying on that emergency room bed, like I could die.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't swallow. So when you can't swallow, you have issues with breathing. When saliva collects, like I was going deaf. I lost all of my sensation on my right. I just literally felt like I was dying. And then I remember it was so late, so there was no real doctors there. Doctors were on
They sound like
Zoom
PAs
trying to
and
tell
stuff.
me everything. That was a very scary moment in my life. And I think from that moment, it taught me to cherish every single moment. I cherish every moment. I feel like I've been more deliberate. I've been more vocal. If I don't want to do something,
You've been more
doing it.
intentional.
I'm intentional. I'm not going to do it.
I'm not gonna do that.
going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that the stroke is a blessing and a curse. Because of things that happened after the stroke, it just enabled me to have a calmer life.
Yeah.
I literally walked slower through Costco. I walked slower to get
You're
walks married.
flowing.
Yeah.
The only time my blood rate is up is at the gym.
Listen.
Literally.
That's
Any
beautiful.
other time, I'm not rushing. Unless I'm in the hood, I'm trying to get to my car because
That's
like I
it.
said, baby,
You're in the hood now, baby.
Listen, but I intentionally am slow. I move. I feel like I move like a Ninja Turtle. In my brain, I think I'm moving fast like a ninja, but I'm actually moving like a turtle. And I think that is what really has helped me. Is just
be
slowing down.
Yeah.
Consciously slowing down. Because at the end of the day, everything is already worked out.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to believe. My whole life, and even things that happened last year and the previous year for me, granted, I thought the reason why it happened was something totally different than what the reason
Yeah.
was. Like, I thought, okay, yeah, I got this job because it's paying me all this money. I'm finna travel. I'm finna do
Live
this
my
and da-da-da-da.
life.
And all to come to find out that he gave me the job for another reason, for the softness of it,
Because he knew what was going to happen.
Because he knew what was going to happen. And I think that's what it was for me. Just having that stroke literally taught me, like, hey,
Slow down.
I could have literally died.
You
No,
literally could have
100%.
died.
Literally.
You literally
That's
could have
crazy to
died.
think about.
Literally. And I know
It's
I said this in my
scary.
episode. I went to my neurologist and he kept saying, "You're so lucky. You're so lucky." I said, "No, I know I'm lucky." He said, because I was like, I could have died. And this is how morbid he said, no, death only affects the living.
Literally.
You could be paralyzed in a nursing home at 32 with tubes hanging out your throat, in your mouth. All because, y'all, before my stroke, God slowed me down. I was working 50, 60 hours a week. I was working out
every
doing 2
day,
days, traveling. I had to travel for work. I was just doing a lot of stuff. I was just back to back to where I just had to slow down because life is but literally a vapor. Like, you can be here today, gone today.
Are you experiencing life now instead of just like...
Not yet. I mean, not as much as I did, because I still have PTSD. I'm a little scared, a little nervous. Every time something or I feel something that's not normal, I go to the emergency room.
Yeah.
As you should, though, truly.
I'm just to make sure you're okay.
Yeah. I think that once I heal a little more or just get completely to the end of this road, I would. But I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything.
That's what's up.
I feel like you're more present now. So you are experiencing life on a different level than you were before. I will say, because back in the day, I knew nothing about TV shows. Friend would call me and say, "Did you watch?" All you did was watch the news.
I said, "No,
really? The news."
He's my parents. My parents love
Friend be like, you know the inflation.
No, friend, I'm here.
I don't even want to know about
it. It's the Republican debate tonight.
I know, truly, and. Well, that's a whole nother story.
Friend, please.
That's another episode.
Y'all, listen. This is so weird, y'all. When it comes down to, and this is, we're gonna talk about it. When it comes down to my social views, I'm so Democratic. Oh, I don't think you should work a full-time job and live in poverty. That's insane to me.
Yeah.
But I also am very conservative on get your ass up and go to work.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
Don't just think that this is gonna be here forever. And government, stop taking taxes out of my money. And get
taxes are ridiculous.
Out of my business.
The average person should be a mix of both.
Yeah.
You should never lean super right or super left.
Yeah,
because then you're not thinking for yourself.
Yeah. Because it's the left wing, right wing of the evil.
Yeah.
So we're in the middle, stay in the middle of the evil.
Yeah. Listen, I just got my citizenship, 2 years ago? So now that I can actually vote.
Yeah. It's different.
Oh, girl.
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Because we're in a weird time.
We are, but we're...
Yeah. I don't know.
I also take the approach to what's gonna happen is gonna happen, and it's not in my control.
Yeah.
The one power is God.
That. Yeah. I hate that I feel that way. I'm going to vote, but I never feel like my vote is really a big deal.
I never feel like it's make or break for me.
Yeah.
Based off of whoever is in.
But I think, honestly, and this probably could be first world country issues, do you think I think income plays a huge role in that?
Yeah, 100%.
And what, voting?
Do you know, just as far as like your comfort level, like middle class to upper middle class folk tend to not be affected more so immediately with politics?
No, well, there's this guy, his book is called like Power Economics. I forgot the guy's name, but he really talks about how Black people shouldn't care too much about politics because you have to have economic power for you to make a political difference. You have to be able to like kind
that's
of
how Trump won.
Certain stuff. Yeah. And he was like, so no matter what these people are telling you, that's like, I'm about your agenda. Unless you have the money to control the puppet, it's not really, and he goes through it like way more in detail. But to go to your point, I do think that class plays a big part in it. 100%.
I think it's, but for me, when I've only voted once, again, I just became a citizen, but I think it was just voting for the lesser of two evils. I'm gonna pray over it.
Biden brain gone now, though. I don't know what's
people
going
are
on.
gonna hate me for this, but I haven't voted since Obama.
Really?
Friend.
I wanted to vote for Obama. I couldn't even vote.
Really? I haven't.
I think
you know what's horrible about it? I was like really into politics in school. Like a lot of my friends that were in my major, they work for like
really?
They in like the Black Caucus. They're like in all these things. Like they're
not DM her
NAACP stuff.
Don't.
I haven't voted since Obama.
It's just not something that you're like, hey, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen regardless.
Was there a reason?
I've been so caught up in my own stuff.
Okay.
that I
got my own stuff going.
It
I got
just
my own stuff
In
going.
my kingdom, I'm voting for myself.
I'm gonna vote, y'all. I hate that. I love.
I hate the fact that my
going
mama's gonna hear that though.
to-
It's like
Cris.
she like you lied to me.
Wait, so you told her that you voted?
Listen,
One thing my mom's gonna say, did you vote? Did you vote?
my
Our parents are like that though.
I
Yeah.
know when Trump voted, when he went against Hillary, she kept asking me. I was like, "Ma, it's handled." Never.
And the whole time you ain't even voted.
But I think they messed up, and we're not turning this to a political conversation.
No,
but
but back to being
they messed
president.
up really quick by putting Hillary in. They shouldn't have put Hillary. And I think the people are pissed off now. It's not even Biden for real. Yeah, they mad at Biden. Oh, but that black woman who was young and full of energy and life being president. Well, they don't want Kamala to be president. And if Biden won again, he 84, 82?
Oh, he's 84?
He's like 82, 83. And his brain is mush.
Get off the politics.
Okay.
Well, back to Frank. How do you stay present? I know Frank said that he has slowed down.
Slow down.
I'm trying to do that. So.
I need to do that too.
Yeah,
I
me
need
too.
to slow down. It's hard.
Very.
It's hard. I feel like I'm on go. I feel like I drink way too many energy drinks.
Listen.
I'm just putting that out there right
Yeah.
now. I know I do. Like I'm like I have to cut back.
You do Celsius or
Yerba.
Yerba?
Y'all know me.
Ooh, you love Yerba. Every
Yerba.
time I pass Yerba, my tongue like, look, Cris.
Every time, literally.
She needs an
They should have
Advil.
been gave me my
You
damn
been fucking with
sponsorship.
Yerba
Street for
Oh,
20,
God.
17.
What's your painting? Oh, just drink my Yerba mate.
It's
I remember
fine.
I used to, like, years ago, you first remember, I used to come, like, and stay at Cris and
Oh yeah,
Dorion's
at our
house.
house and we stayed
Even
in Marietta.
before now, like,
No,
Yerba.
years
This
ago.
is like 2018.
And she would call me and say, "Friend, I'm on my way." I was like, "Do you need anything?" She said, "Well, if you stop by a quick trip, could you please grab me a Yerba?"
She made me try the Yerba mint.
Yeah,
The
it's
mint.
good.
No, it was good.
The hardest part about being pregnant was cutting out yerba mates because they have so much caffeine.
Yeah.
So much.
But
Being
now,
pregnant when you can't have a vice, like even when I was depressed,
that's
and
why I
just
started
had to
having
go.
meat.
No, because you just have to go through it.
I had
I
to
couldn't
go
drink, I couldn't smoke. All I had to do was be sad.
Yeah, you just have to.
That's how I got back
Yeah.
to school. They gonna kill me.
I need something to occupy my mind.
No, for real, pregnancy would do it too.
Oh my god.
But I need to
Slow
be
down.
present a lot more. Like I need to slow down. I do make it a point of on my way home, I am disconnecting. Well, on my commute, I take my kid to school. So on the way to school, we're listening to all her stuff, you know.
her song, Wheels on the Bus.
Right.
Gracie's
Miss
Corner.
Mary Mac. Miss Mary Mac.
And she
we
watched
would-
her Coco Miller.
You know, so then on my way, I drop her off. Then I listen to like some things to get me in the mindset of, because I am in a competitive work environment.
Yeah.
You know,
Sales, anything sales me too.
anything sales. You know, so it's just like I'm in that. So I'm like, okay, I got to get my mind right. I listen to something about 15 minutes where I'm like, okay, I'm in a good headspace. Then I play the same songs that get me in a good headspace.
Beyonce.
Like, it's always Beyonce on there. It's
Period.
Key Glock and Bishop
Ooh,
for
I
Cash.
love Kegla.
It's Rocco This Morning. That's the first time I played it.
Morning.
I woke up like I got like a few songs.
Okay.
I play Donald Lawrence, The Best Is Yet to
Okay,
Come.
I love it. Okay,
It's
a
like
great
it's
mix.
my routine. It gets me
So
in
you
my.
have those same songs.
It gets me every single day. I play the same songs. It gets me in my mindset. Boom. I put my phone on focus. I'm in work mode for the most part, you know. Then on my way back, depending on how my day is, I have to decompress from my day before I bring it home. I have a long ride home. I have plenty of time to decompress.
Yeah.
So I do separate that because I don't want to bring that stress onto our kid.
How do you decompress? Like, what does that look like for
So it depends on what type of day I had, to be honest with you. I usually don't speak to anybody on my way home
you?
because it's just like,
You kind of want to just clear your mind.
I don't
get
want
it
to talk
all
to
out.
anybody for real. So I don't say nothing. I might ride in silence. Sometimes I stop, pick me up my favorite little, like I'll go to like a little smoothie place. I like my smoothie place. I'll take the longer way. I might stop somewhere, walk around Sprouts. Take my time, you know, just to like bring myself back down. But, and then I'm like present with my kid. Me and Jarrell have a hard time of turning certain things off though.
Yeah.
Because even in like our one-on-one time, it's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Like we're both still like working sometimes.
It's so hard to not like.
It's hard. And then it's
Especially
like,
now, though.
it's like you
It's
get to 11:30,
hard.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh, let me paint something. Let
Yeah.
me create this. So then you're like, okay, now it's 1:30, it's 2:00, I have to go.
Yeah.
Because
I wonder why our generation is in that. Because I feel the same. Like, how do you turn it off? Like,
I don't
hard.
think we can. I think we have to because of the time that we're in now.
But it's
I went
so
to
difficult.
Costco today. No, not even today. I was talking to my mom last week, and we have the same Costco credit card. So I know she was just calling, giving me the tea. She was like, we spent $900 at Costco last month. Mind you, me and my mom have single individual households.
That's crazy.
Literally. And we got a dog. But from gas, my gas is $55 to fill up. Thank God. That's why I was like, I don't know, Brian, thank you. He suspended the gas tax. So gas is 30 cents.
Yeah.
She probably
Thank God.
But gas is high. Groceries are high.
Everything's high.
Everything's
I remember when
expensive.
eggs were like, they're like $1.79 in my lifetime. In my
Everything's
adult.
super.
Yeah.
Everything is expensive and everything is it's so intense. But it's like, I think sometimes you have to detach.
Yeah.
Like today, if it's a moment where all of our family is going to be together, me, Jarrell, and Al, I have no problem leaving my phone.
Yeah.
Because y'all are together, so you don't
We're
have to
all
worry
together.
about
Anybody who's calling me, like, they can reach me back. So we went to the park today. I just left my phone at the house.
I need that.
I don't need it. Like,
We're such a busy generation.
Yeah.
We're so, I don't know what it is, the need to always feel like
we have to
do
be
something.
multi-stimulated.
Yeah. It's like, even that church, they were talking about that today. It's like, get out of your mind where you feel like you always have to hustle.
Yeah.
Like, rest. You don't always have to be doing something. Rest.
Do you have that fear? Because I know we're all like in a good place as far as our career-wise and financially, and because of the fact of our tribe group there, I know literally about all your business.
Yeah, listen.
So I know I think life is in a good space for literally all of us, and it made me think of it. Do you maybe think that we have that hustle spirit or that keep going spirit because we have that fear of it could leave, or the losing fear? Like, how do y'all deal with that? Like, everything is so good. And I know for me, I'm such in a good space. I have the peaceful, most calmest. I literally get to wake up, decide what I want to do for that day, and execute it.
Listen,
beautiful day.
Yeah.
But I'm
You're
still
early retirement.
Truly early
Listen,
retirement. But I still hold my breath because
you never know.
This all could end tomorrow or tonight. Like, how do you think that could be a reason why we have that hustle nature? Or like, and if that's not the reason, like, how do y'all cope with that? I know that stresses me out. I'm never able to fully appreciate or accept something because I'm just scared.
Of what's next.
Baby, this might fall apart, or I might lose.
But I think
money
that's
or my
why
car.
we feel like that, because of course, I have my professional job, but then I see people getting let go left and right. But at the end of the day, I've been in the health insurance industry 15 years. I love it. I do think the health insurance industry is something that's always growing, but this is not my company.
Yeah.
He could let me go at any time. Yeah, I do a great job. I'm a great worker. I'm top tier, but this is also his company. What if something happens? So I think I hustle so much, even like with sleeping, I get a limited amount of sleep. I wake up, go to the gym, and get my day started because I want my company to do well. I want the heart. I only want to work for the Heart Helper eventually because this is something I can leave for my son. I won't have to.
You can have control.
I can have control. Like, my life is not dependent on someone else. And even when I went to InvestFest a few weekends ago in Atlanta, Robert F. Smith, one of the Black billionaires in the U.S., he said, if you are working for someone else, you'll never know freedom.
100%.
He was like, I became a millionaire. Like, it sparked something in my mind when I was working for corporate. And I saw not only what they were bringing in, but then I saw what they were paying me. And he's like, you have to get to the other side of it.
You got to know your worth.
Yeah. So even some days I get 4 hours of sleep. I'm like, okay, you want to work on another book? I've started. Okay, did you edit it today? Like, every time I think I can chill, I feel like this is my season to work.
But the crazy part is with me is like, I have the hustle, but I also feel like I've hit lows where I know that it's all going to work out too.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
it always does.
It always does, but I've gone through lows. So it's like, I don't know why my mind plays those games on me, because it's like, girl, even when you were low, it was still on.
And that's what my thing is, like, everything, I know it's such a cliche thing to say. And I tell my friends this all the time. I'm blessed, but I'm also lucky too, I feel. Everything.
I say that we are God's favorites.
No, God's grace. I don't even want, like, God's grace.
Ever
ultimately
my Lord. because it's bad.
No, we're
Ultimately.
covered. I think we
Yeah.
are good people though too.
Yeah.
I think that plays a big
I
part.
That
claim
plays a bit. I think we
claim
get back the energy
I
that we
claim
put
that.
out.
Yeah.
Good now.
Yeah, we get
Yeah.
back the energy that we put out.
There's no one, and there's no one that you're gonna say that has came in contact with us that's not like on some other random stuff that will be
Yeah.
like, oh, I had such a bad experience with Dorion.
Yeah.
I had such a
Never,
bad
yeah.
experience with Dorion.
You would never hear
Never.
that.
You would never
It's not
hear
me.
it. It's like, it's literally light. It's
Yeah.
like, and it's because I think we go out of our way to try to be good people. It's like
That's
some
it.
of it's
Because we
Yeah.
are the church.
But we
Yeah.
literally be like, no, I want to be a kind person.
I feel like that's why
Intentionally.
people come to y'all or like come to us for issues or things or advice
Yes.
or
I think
because
so.
of that light. Can it get draining though? I feel like
100%.
sometimes,
Yeah.
I know we were talking about it earlier. Yes, we are light, and they always think of, the light, the flies, always, not to call nobody a fly.
No, listen.
But look,
Moms are attracted to
truly,
plants.
they
No,
are.
like a moth through a
That's
flame.
what they're attracted to.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to that, like, yeah, we'll talk you through it, but I know we were talking about it earlier. Hey, baby, if you not finna take my advice,
Stop asking me.
Please stop asking me.
I'm gonna keep you in prayer.
I'm gonna keep you in
But
prayer.
it is draining. I have
Yeah.
people that call me all the time, and now I've kind of stepped back and not answered as much. But
Mm-hmm.
they'll go before they can even say, "Hey, Jody, how's your day going? How's Pharaoh doing?" You
Girl,
doing?"
let me
your
tell you
heart.
that.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
even a hi, hello, how's your day? Do you have a second? Oh my God, this is happening. I'm like, wow, people. But everyone's so into themselves.
Yeah.
It's me. Thankfully, I think we're strong enough people to where we kind of like, okay, give them advice. But we also
Yeah.
have each
We
other.
all-
And we
Yeah.
have our chat. So we're like, I'm drained,
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think you kind of know who to go to for advice. You know who you could kind of like, oh my God, I'm sick of this
Yeah.
stuff. But
I
And
think
I
we give
think-
so much overflow into each other
yeah.
that maybe those other things that suck you.
Yeah, because it is draining.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
very
draining.
draining.
It is.
It's very, and I think we're all just naturally the type of people that want to bring gems upon people's life. Because it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
if you look in that chat any day, anytime, somebody randomly, if we're saying hello, we're giving, I hope your Thursday's blessed.
Yeah.
I hope da-da-da-da-da.
Happy
Yeah.
Sunday.
There's so much
Sunday.
love and
Hey,
Love y'all.
yeah. It's just like, so even if you were to come in there and be like, y'all, I'm having a day, it's like you have so much positivity back in there
Yeah.
and it's genuine.
Pouring back into you.
And we have no problem being vulnerable,
Yeah.
which is hard amongst
It's
people.
very hard.
You know,
And that's so important
it's-
to be vulnerable.
It's
Yeah.
scary being vulnerable.
It is, yeah,
It's
it's
like-
scary.
I've had
It is.
issues with like female like friends, like when especially like in high school and middle school, where you tell them something that they tell all you. Then I'm like,
I can't.
I'm
do
keeping
that.
my business to
I'm
myself.
terrified.
Yeah, there are literal secrets that only you guys
Yeah. because you
literally.
can't tell everybody everything.
Listen.
Listen,
I don't tell myself. I'm
My brain is in
Let
the
me tell this
text
truly.
For real.
Listen, we need to make sure we keep our phones nice and passwordy.
But you know who you could be vulnerable
Yeah.
with. Your
Yeah,
spirit
you
will
do.
tell you like,
Hold up,
kind of
hold
be
up.
apprehensive.
And the thing I love about us too is we don't gossip.
Yeah.
No.
We literally talk about something. We talk about it in a real manner. We don't talk about things that aren't, that aren't
Nothing's
helping
negative
us.
or malicious.
nothing
Yeah.
negative, and that's like, and it's always, you guys can teach me so much.
Oh, yeah.
I hate
Vice
feeling
versa.
like I'm the only person that has to put you on.
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Or the only one
Oh,
growing.
yeah.
I hate
What?
that.
This is good. So what do you do in a situation when you are in could be romantic, it could be a friendship where you're not growing? What do you do?
So I think my thing
Ask
is
it
for
for
me.
myself.
I think my thing is for me is that the people that I've had in my life, I've had them in my life for a very long time.
Yeah.
And they are in my life for a certain reason.
Yeah.
And I appreciate and I embrace and I love that reason. Some
Yeah.
people are not going to
Be there.
be in my life to
Yeah.
give me light and energy and water.
Everybody can't go.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
But I also have to make sure that I do have those people that do. And if it becomes to a point to where it's affecting my health, my mental health, my physical health,
Gotta let it go.
I gotta piece up A-Town
Yeah.
down. I have to toodaloo.
Yeah.
Because if you're in a room and you're the smartest person, you need to be in a new room.
Yeah.
And I do love that about our chat because we're literally like, oh, check out this podcast or listen to this book or you'll send me an
Yeah.
ebook or you're sending a gospel song. And it's always pouring and pouring
Yeah,
and
it's a
pouring and pouring.
consistent.
When other people are like, you got to pour into,
Yeah.
pour into.
Yeah.
Baby, I got no more water.
I don't
left
got,
for you. Okay.
Literally dry.
I don't have nothing else. Like
Literally
I
dry.
literally don't have nothing else.
Yes, I literally just I appreciate for people where they are. That's why my biggest thing is to meet people where they are.
100%.
I don't have expectations.
You
Just
can't.
because I'm a good
Chris and
person
Jarrell
to you.
said that the other day.
Just
No
because
expectations.
I love upon you, I think about you.
Yeah.
It's even the smallest nuances that I do that you might not even notice.
Yeah.
I never expect that from another person because I'm going to be disappointed. So
Every
when I
time.
don't expect it and it happens, it's a pleasantry.
It's easier.
And
it's just the fact of knowing, like, and we talked about this in the marriage episode too, is like, I don't possess y'all.
Yeah.
I can't have no jealousy in my heart about what y'all do in y'all's day-to-day lives.
Because we're
You can
experiencing
hang
one
out with
another.
whoever you want to hang out with. You
Yeah,
can
that's
talk
my
to whoever
move.
you-
Yeah.
We are friends. That has nothing to do with our relationship.
Yeah.
And I never feel like I lose my space. For instance, like, if you guys can go do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you
You
want.
can literally
Have a
go
great time
out
doing
to
it.
dinner, go to the
Friends.
club,
We're adults.
go get drinks, go out of town. And I literally don't have to hear about it.
It's
Granted,
no pressure.
more than likely will hear about it, but
have
I'm not
fun.
gonna feel a way about that.
We're literally
And I'm not maybe it's because I'm just think I'm that bitch. I don't feel like I'm gonna lose my spot.
No.
And I'm not
Like,
that concerned. Like, there's
I
nothing
don't care about
y'all
the
can
spot.
do.
Yeah.
We could be like, hey, y'all, we going out to dinner. You can call me at 30 minutes before dinner. Chris, I'm not trying to go. That's cool, friend.
That's cool, baby.
Because you're an adult. I
And
think people put too much pressure.
I don't want you to ever feel like I'm holding
Stop
you.
putting pressure
Oh
on
my God,
me.
like, relax.
I
Yeah.
have a life, I have a child, I have a job.
Y'all, guess
I
what?
can't do
Even
it.
if I
I
didn't
got
have a life,
purpose.
I can't do
even
it.
if I didn't have a life,
I can't do
because
it.
listen, I don't have a life.
I don't want to go.
I spend hours
The answer is
watching
no.
Housewives.
It's okay.
Literally
I
hours.
don't think people understand that,
It's
though.
okay.
People don't
But that's what
understand
makes things triggering. And that's what makes it feel like it's like, it's too much.
It's
Like,
draining.
it's just too much. And this has grown so naturally
Yeah.
that it's just like,
Yeah.
it just literally, it's easy.
It's like,
I've known you guys
It's
for over
like-
half of my life.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how
it's crazy.
And we
but
didn't even
I-
meet together. We
At
didn't
all.
even, I
Me
didn't
and Ashley
introduce
were
you.
talking about that when I went to
Yeah.
lunch with Pharaoh's aunt. And she's like, I knew you before I knew. I was like, I feel like we're all just God's puppets and God's
Yeah.
just like,
because
Put
when
it all
I met
together.
you, I didn't know that you was Dorian's best friend.
no,
Literally
it's crazy.
grew up together. Like,
And I didn't know that you knew some of my friends. Like
Yeah.
everything worked, everything.
that's crazy. We
It's
literally high
crazy.
school together.
And now we all live in
That's-
Atlanta.
Oh,
And we're all
literally.
from Jacksonville.
And y'all kids, my kids,
Listen,
truly.
it's
I performed at your birthday party and she was there.
And I was
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Years ago.
How it's so crazy how God orchestrates, and I think that goes back to you saying like God, everything, even at your low moments, high moments, whatever you're going through, God literally works everything
He works
out.
it out. And I remember, maybe it was the year right after my dad passed, but it was that birthday. And I remember telling him, I was like, I don't want to do much. I just want to go out to eat with like 5 people.
Yeah,
And that's it. And that's
That's
all
all
I
you need.
wanted
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
And the 5 people that I went out to eat with, they were the people who at that moment, I was like, yeah, it's no pressure
Yeah.
for you guys. It's very just,
it's peace.
it's very peace. Like
Yeah.
it was just so, it's just peaceful. And it was a
Yeah.
perfect birthday for what
Just
I
what you
that
needed.
year.
Yeah,
That's what you needed.
and sometimes that's all you need. The
And
couple
sometimes
people.
that's all you
That's
need.
it. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to drain myself.
Yeah, I don't need a lot of people.
I'm
in
tired
that.
of drinking
I've
myself.
literally, and I talk about mom bouts all the time. The friends that I've had, I've literally known them for,
Ever.
I can name one. It's you, Chris, Cedric, and Rashad. And y'all have literally been my
Yeah.
tribe for
Forever.
over
Yeah.
12, 13, 14 years.
Everyone else.
And everybody else my tribe and not tribe. Everyone else is my friend
Yeah.
and really close or whatever. But I grew up with y'all.
Yeah.
And y'all know people like, oh, I need new friends. I've
No.
never said
But
that.
we've also grown together.
We have
like,
grown
like,
together.
when
That
we
could be
all
the
first
difference.
met, we're totally different people than we
Totally.
were
Yeah,
then.
that's the difference.
And that's
yeah.
the thing, we've grown to now. I think it's different when you have someone that's not growing and then your
That's what makes
hair
it
and their
tough.
hair.
Yeah.
That's
when it
trying,
gets a little
yeah.
tricky.
But
yeah.
I think we all are trying to
Yeah.
become.
Yeah.
We're all trying to become, and I think that's
I
why
think
we're.
that's
And
the
people
most
be so
important.
sensitive, but it's like when you are in that state where I'm growing here and you're growing there, it only hurts somebody's feelings because you have ego in it.
Yeah.
It only hurts somebody's feelings because you're not focusing on yourself as much as you should.
Yeah.
And you feel a certain type of way because the other person is. it's a lot of like, we can grow at separate places and still meet at some point in time.
Absolutely.
For whatever that friendship's supposed to be at that time.
Yes.
Whenever you become unhappy for someone else's goodness, you need to check yourself.
You have to, but a lot of people don't want to do the work. Like I've known some people that just could not be single because they just needed someone, and like being with someone made them feel validated. But I also think sometimes people like that scare me because it's like you don't want to sit by yourself because you're scared to face some thoughts that's in your head and that hurt that's in your heart. But you have to sit by yourself sometimes.
That saying, RuPaul, how you gonna love somebody else?
And you gonna love yourself.
I'm
that's
scared
real.
that I love my
Baby, I love myself.
I be having these dates and these layups and cuddles
and I love myself more and more every year. Yeah.
And it's getting harder and harder. I hate to say it because I'm just so obsessed with myself.
Yeah. No, I genuinely have.
That's why you and your godchild are the exact.
No, because that's Capricorn.
No,
she called me this morning. Well, mind you, Cris called me, but my baby called me.
It was really.
And I kept giving her life on her face. Like I was like, baby, you so pretty.
And she was eating up.
No, my baby turned around.
She wanted her to
so I can see her hang time. I was like, baby, I see her hang time. Mind you, she's not even 3 yet.
But you have to love yourself.
She was in the camera line.
And then her lashes long like mine, so I know that's my baby.
You have to love yourself.
You got to.
So there's I think it was, who was it? Was it Eva Marcel? It was someone saying that.
I love her.
It's like good to have some ego.
Yeah, you have
to have some, like, don't walk around here like, oh, woe is me.
But you have to know who you are.
Yeah, you have to know who you are. Be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
Now, don't let your ego get so big where you think you are a God.
Yeah.
But walk like you know God's in you.
Yeah.
But you got to have a little, love yourself.
Yeah.
I think a lot of ego. Don't be narcissistic though.
At all.
Don't be selfish with your ego, but I think ego is important. Because a lot of people will play in your face.
All the time. That's what I'm saying. If you don't know yourself or know the God in you, people will play with you.
Because you have to know you that.
You have to be confident in your purpose.
Yeah. Absolutely. You got to know who you are.
Confident
know who God is.
Yeah,
you have
to.
And
then also one thing that I also realized that helped me out, because there's to deal with a lot of anxiety just in general, getting out in front of people, blah, 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 blah.
What a
No, truly just anxiety. One of my big things is that no one is ever thinking about you. And if they are,
that's a good point.
It's a moment.
It is a moment.
And then they not
that
they slightly forgot. They completely don't even.
Yeah, because they're thinking about themselves.
They can't even describe your outfit.
They're not even thinking about.
They're not even thinking about.
When you're like,
that is a good point.
No one is ever thinking about
you. They're thinking about themselves.
Unless you Beyonce or Nicki or.
And even those
Cardi.
are moments.
Yeah.
Even those are moments. They're going to talk about something else.
Really?
Yeah.
And so thinking of therapy, because I'm glad that you brought that up, because when I was in therapy, I was telling my therapist about and she looked like Madonna, random story. But she was in California.
I love that.
We were doing virtual therapy. My job offered it. I forget the name.
Fred was doing therapy with Madonna.
That's the story.
I told you you look like Madonna, but anywho, my therapist looks like Madonna, but it made me think of it when you said that, like, no one's thinking about it.
No one is.
So I told her about a situation. I was like, I felt triggered. I felt like that hurt my feelings. She was like, did you ever think maybe they had something going on? They probably weren't even thinking about you.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
They were literally probably not, but you're thinking about you.
Yeah.
Were you just having the story with a worker or whatever? I think that was the story you told me, to where, like, basically there's a story to where she had a big issue, or maybe it wasn't you. There's this person who had a big issue with, like, her coworker, her boss. She's like, her boss always wanted to get her fired, to where eventually she did stop working there, and then the lady thought that the boss was the reason she stopped working there. So she was mad at this woman for like 15 years. Like literally she was mad for 15 years, and then she ran into this woman again, and the woman literally did not remember her. So you were mad. You were mad for 15 years.
And she
didn't even freaking remember who you were.
Because people not thinking about
That's
you.
crazy.
Not thinking about you.
Literally.
You thinking about you.
That's so crazy, because that takes me back to, so 5th grade, I switched schools. I'm getting bullied by a girl named Tasia Lewis, right? She changed my life. Tasia Lewis, I still dislike her.
Listen,
Period. Made my life a living hell. 5th grade.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Was this in Kentucky or Jacksonville?
Kentucky.
Okay.
So I'm leaving Jacksonville. I moved to Kentucky.
Okay.
It's in the middle of the year. So this girl, first day of school, she don't like me because we kind of look alike. She don't like me. This girl
She don't like you because we don't look alike.
She ride my bus. I don't go on no field trips. I don't go to no 5th grade stuff. Like, I ate lunch with my teacher. I was bullied.
So you ate
right.
with the teacher?
So when it came time to go to 6th grade, I was like, I don't want to go where none of them kids was going. So I went to a totally different 6th grade. Had a ball in no middle, learned how to fight. So then I'm in high school, freshman year. I'm in Kentucky still. It's the middle of the school year. I'm feeling myself. I know
that's right.
Shit, because 5th grade was the last time somebody can ever say I wasn't that girl. So no, period. And what year you know me? And it's the truth. I've been her. So I'm feeling myself. No, look, in the most humblest way. Y'all don't play with it.
Going back to
don't play with it.
No, she invented the rap all the way down.
True.
Listen, baby, I remember all of it. No, true.
So 9th grade, middle of the school year, everybody's like, this new girl who just came here. Y'all kind of look alike. I'm like, okay, cool. It's
the same girl.
Tasia Lewis transfers to my high school where I am the hot shit.
Period.
Right. So I'm looking, I'm like, damn.
Well.
Tasia. I ain't seen Tasia since 5th grade.
Look what the wind blew in.
And I approached Tasia in the cafeteria. She does not remember me.
Really?
She swore up and down that she didn't. We still fought because I was mad.
Because you remembered, but she didn't.
But she swore up and down that she did not remember me. To that day.
And you spent all that time.
And I spent all that time building up all that anger. Middle school, I turned into a totally different person. That was my bad era. And she never even remembered me.
I think it's kind of narcissistic to think that people thinking about you.
No.
And to start with.
That's a real conversation. For real.
That's
Why do you think you're so important?
I can tell you what Tasia, I know what Tasia looked like to this day. I'm still, but
and Tasia's like,
she was going through her own things at that time.
Wow.
And she took it out on another kid. And that's really what it was. She was not.
She wasn't even thinking. That's what my therapist said.
Yeah.
Like,
you're not thinking about you.
You're thinking about you, so you think that they think about you too.
They not.
And when she said that, it shifted my perspective ever since. That's why I think therapy is important.
Even going out, I don't be caring this because, of course, I'm gonna put on a look.
I like to put it on.
I want y'all to see.
I want y'all to get into it, but. I used to think of, I got a because they gonna be in the.
Nobody cares.
I'm literally doing it for me.
Dark.
Yeah.
Nobody
First of all, no one.
I like to look good for myself.
They don't get into this mug or anything.
I like to look good for myself.
You gotta do it for yourself.
Yeah. I was listening to this YouTuber. He was saying, what did he say? He was like, Instagram has such a hold on our culture that people who average less than 100 likes will pay to get their photos photoshopped. And he was like, why?
Why?
You're not monetizing off of it. 14 people are liking this.
That's crazy.
I love thinking about therapy and that gem that my therapist left me wherever she's at, Miss Madonna. But just knowing that no one's literally thinking about you. You're so focused thinking on yourself. But do you guys think therapy is beneficial? I personally enjoyed it. What are your thoughts on therapy?
I think therapy is very beneficial, 100%. I just don't think we're used to really talking stuff through.
Yeah.
And hearing it from a perspective that isn't
benefiting you.
That's not benefiting you, that's not affected by the situation.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear that out, and I'm glad that we're moving in more of a direction of people being more open to therapy.
Absolutely.
Get the help. Talk to somebody. You don't have to bottle it up.
And then they don't know. I like therapy because they don't know you. You could literally oh my God, tell them everything.
They're not judging
and they're not judging you, and they're going to tell your business. They literally don't know you. They get and they check.
Truly. That's their job.
That's it. That's their job.
That's their job. That's not your husband's job. That's not your best friend's job. That's their job.
And stop giving therapy to your friends, to your husband, to everyone else. Actually, I don't want to be
I went to school for
It's not my job.
We can talk about it, but I'm not your therapist.
I'm not. And there are therapists that can really help you.
Yeah.
Truly. What are your thoughts?
So it's so weird for me, y'all. And this probably goes on, and of course I blame me being a sass for everything. But I really feel like I have enriched myself with resources and knowledge to look at all angles to where 9 times out of 10, I know what a therapist is going to say. I hate to say it. Like, I realize what's fucked up in my life or what's right or what my traumas or I can think of it. That's why I feel like, but if it works for you,
Do it.
Do it.
do it. But there's so many different types of therapy. For me, my therapy prior to me having a stroke or whatever, I used to go run for hours.
Yeah.
Now
you used to be the run king.
I
my gosh.
You be running all around.
I remember.
You used to run all the time.
I'm gonna get back to that, truly, honestly. But I think now my new therapy really is going to the gym. Like, you have to
It's
find
an
an outlet. And whatever the outlet is, and then sometimes therapy really is not gonna work for you. You have a chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
Go to your doctor.
Yeah.
You literally
more.
need to figure out what your problem is and what the resources that are available to fix that problem. Because sometimes you probably had even to yourself, my life has been perfect. Why am I sad? You have a chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
You need some well-being.
Figure it out and actually do the work to figure out what you need. You don't have to go through life depressed. You don't have to go through life sad. You don't have to go through life anxious, on edge. Find out what you need.
Get beyond the liquor. Get beyond the weed. And I love
them vices always ain't gonna help.
Truly.
Listen.
And I love a little reposado.
You know, I like a little jack.
No, listen, I'm not a judge on that at all.
But the vices not gonna heal you.
They're not gonna heal you.
They're not gonna heal you.
Sometimes you need a medicine to chemically help you.
And sometimes you need medicines at certain times. Like, life is going to life. Everyone goes through life. So if you think that God is just handing you the worst cards, life goes through life, and sometimes you need a little bit more help than you do in other times.
Absolutely.
It's just about realizing when you don't feel like yourself.
Absolutely.
And doing whatever it is to get you back to that.
And honor yourself.
Because that's when you're closest to God.
Honor yourself.
That's
honor
so
yourself,
important.
y'all. The older I get, the more I honor myself.
And to find something that you just love and get lost into it.
Honor yourself.
Like art,
poetry.
I'm working on my clothing line now.
Yeah, let's talk about that because to close us out, y'all. What do you guys have coming up? What are you guys working on?
Yes.
How is your heart?
So my heart is, y'all, I love my life. I really do love my life.
It's beautiful.
And I love your life for you.
For me, I love
100%.
it. I can't complain. It's perfect. I wake up happy and feeling good every day. Now, granted, I always bring up, I have my residual side effects from my stroke that I feel sick essentially kind of every day.
Yeah.
But the body is so amazing.
Yeah.
It just adapts.
Healing itself.
And
it's an expression.
You learn how to freaking figure it out. So that's the good point on that. But as far as my business, I went to college initially for fashion design. But crazy enough, my mom.
Look at the material.
No, truly, my mom was like, "You need a job that's you need to go to college and
get
something that's your career." So I picked up the marketing and merchandising. So I've always had that fashion flair deep in my soul, and a lot of times because of fear and because I think everybody's looking at me or judging me, I kept it to myself.
Yeah.
So I did release a clothing line called Yes I Can back in. I officially released it in 2018. I did my first prototypes probably.
And the shirts are
2012.
I still wear mine.
So y'all go to yesimcan.com. But I'm selling out. So I'm working on a rebrand because you change, you go through life. You
100%.
And y'all, I'm still Ken, but y'all, I'm a little bit more.
No,
truly.
I don't want to be Ken. So I'm working on it and I'm holding it tight to chest for now until I get something that's a little bit more concrete. But I am working on some new clothes, releasing. And then just really being here to really help my friends because by trade, I am a marketing group. Y'all,
we gotta give him his credit because he gets me together.
Every time.
All of this is because of him.
No, friend.
Like he said, I literally showed up, and I'm thankful because both of you believe in my dreams.
Friend, truly.
Y'all are like, okay, I'm here, and I'm thankful for that.
No, friend.
We're gonna support you on whatever you come up with.
Anything for you and you. Like
and
vice versa.
I will literally do anything for my people.
Oh, and vice versa.
And I was listening to this Frank Ocean song, and he was talking about you need friends that you can commit crimes with. Mm-hmm. Not that we finna go commit no crimes.
I want to
listen.
Truly, I want to be able to. I want people close to me that I can commit crimes with and sleep peacefully
and dream with.
And dream with, and know that they're not gonna fuck with me. So it's my honor to be here for you and to be here for you and to really see this because I remember we were laying on my couch.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, we were literally laying on my heart behind the couch. Got a soft couch.
A nice couch.
It's a nice couch.
In a high rise.
Truly, honestly,
he's rich. Ching, ching, rich.
Very. No. But we were laying on that sofa and you came up with it like literally. And friend, literally the minute you came up with it, you went straight to work.
Yeah.
That's the difference between you and a lot of people. You are going to do the work. Me,
Absolutely.
I'm going to do the work, but baby, let me
You're going to
see
marinate
an
on the
episode
idea.
that I like.
Listen, but now these new shirts are dropping.
They are,
Yeah.
And I think the difference now is just I'm able to really invest into it. And I've been doing my research idealistically. Y'all, I ain't gonna hold you. Casablanca came out in 2018 and went straight to market.
Mm-hmm.
My new line is going to go straight to market. I want
You heard it here.
Absolutely.
You heard it here first.
Literally, I'm throwing my money into
We're
it.
gonna make a clip of this.
I want it Nordstrom, Saks, Neiman's. I'm putting that out there.
It's coming.
I see it. I'm ready. I envision it because they say that I am, that's too low in the chakra. You got to move that chakra up to I feel. I know.
I feel. Remember we were talking about thoughts and feelings. Yeah.
I'm in that mental space for this.
So you know that it's mine.
It's not. I'm
Absolutely.
beyond I am, baby.
Yeah.
I know. I feel.
You are beyond
It
I
is.
am.
Yeah. So that's what I am. YesI'mKen.com.
Yes.
Dorion Nowell on all the handles.
And of course, I'll put it in the podcast description.
So literally everywhere. You can Google me truly.
Google me. And Cris, what do you have coming up? Your art. I know in episode 6 you were saying like how your husband pushed you to do the art, and you really tapped into it. And your art, we've seen your art grow.
It has grown so much.
And Fran, like when you drop it in the chat what you're working on, I'm like,
That was
girl.
iconic always. She just be doing
just
it.
throw my
Yeah,
phone.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Always a
You've
big
done the bus stop in Macon. I know
Yeah.
you have like galleries that you've partnered with.
This is the first show I've done like a lot of international shows.
Love that for you, truly.
The art has consistently grown, like, and I am very appreciative because, I mean, even back in Jacksonville, you went to some of the very beginning art shows.
I had some of your beginning artwork.
Very beginning
from when I
pieces.
was pregnant.
Exactly. So it's like the art has, it shows you can, there's a paper trail, you can see the growth. I'm very appreciative of the art. The art is going to continue to grow. 2024, I am having a Children of the Now solo exhibition.
It's in Atlanta?
It's going to be in Atlanta.
Okay.
And then it's my first solo exhibition in 6 years.
That first one was everything, baby.
Oh,
we had
iconic.
time.
I can't wait for y'all to see Children of the Now because
I can't wait.
I have grown a
I
lot
got my
in those
first
6
magazine
years.
spread because of that art show.
No, for real.
Man,
That was a good
a
time.
great
Yeah.
time.
First.
And us
It
being the
was
tribe that we are,
beautiful.
we have this book.
No,
No.
In the
And Cris
photo shoot.
literally did the artwork. Like our ideas, we manifest some stuff.
We've always been
It's-
together.
we are we're the
Literally.
creative board.
God
of
gives you
our
an idea
company.
for a reason, and
Yeah.
He puts certain
We
people
put it
in your
out.
life.
for you to manifest.
For
It's
a
an amazing
reason.
creative team. And then, for instance, like down to the whole set and the video engineering, it's from my brother.
Yeah,
Like
it came together.
Yeah.
You wanted visuals,
And it
you
looks
got visuals.
great.
We are professionals.
Listen,
Yeah.
truly,
Okay.
we'll be on Revolt in no time.
Truly.
So our show,
But the Children of the Now solo exhibition is going to be really big. It's going to be, if caffeine was big, it's going to be like 10 times
Oh my
Here for
God.
it.
the size of
and
caffeine.
it was such a good tour. I can't wait.
And the goal is for the exhibition to be picked up. I have a couple galleries in Chicago and New York that want to have it as well. So it's supposed to be like an exhibition.
And we're going to
tour.
Africa. Let's be clear.
It's supposed to be like an exhibition tour.
Okay.
But I
We're
am
going to all
excited.
of the
We're
major
going to
cities.
Africa too.
I'm here for
I'm
it.
100. No,
I feel it in my spirit.
it's coming. Like whatever.
It's coming.
My heart has been so pure with this series. And I've been keeping my head down. I've been working, and
Yeah.
God has continuously showed me that I got you as long as you're doing what you're supposed
That's
to.
it.
Yeah, that's it.
And,
That's
What you
gotta be-
want, you already have. It's just catching up to you because
Right,
you're walking towards
right.
it. Don't ever stop walking.
I'm one of those people. I always tell people, I'm like, I'm not one of those people. I'm not gonna post a lot of throwbacks. I'm not gonna do all of that. You see me in my bag every single
Every
time.
single time.
And
Every
this
single
baby,
time.
it's a new bag.
It's a-
every
And it's
time.
a new bag every
Okay.
single time.
I'm not
And the bag
recycling
gets
it.
bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So it's like that's my main focus. But it is going to be very big. It's
I
going to be
can't
huge.
wait.
And I am super excited about it.
Well, we're excited for you.
Yes,
friend.
friend. But that's all I got. Truly.
Yes, and I will drop her Instagram in the podcast.
It's Cris Laniese on everything.
Yes.
Go to CrisLaniese.com.
Get her merch. I
Get
told you
my
guys
merch.
in episode 6.
the pillow.
Oh, yes.
Get
the
some
pillow,
art.
absolutely. Everything. Cups, mugs,
The whole
prints. She did
shebang.
the artwork for my book. So
100%.
be sure. I love you guys so much.
Love you.
I think we've gone over like hour, 30 minutes.
Because we love each other.
Yeah, we can be here for another 3 hours.
No, seriously. So now we're going to have to do another episode because we can literally talk all day. But I just want to let you guys know I'm thankful for you guys. I want to give you guys your flowers. Like, I don't take our friendship for granted. I don't take your life for granted, your love for granted. So I'm just thankful that I even have the opportunity to experience.
No, 100%. God made no mistakes.
No mistakes.
So thank you guys so much. This is episode 7 of the Heart Helper podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. As you guys can see, it's getting better and better and better. But please always remember to manage your mind, strengthen your spirit, and honor your heart. And like, share, and subscribe. I love y'all. They love you.
Love you.
Love you. Lean in.
What is it?
Until next time, guys. See y'all later. Bye.